All right, these are all of the posting and ear cleaning supplies for doing full post on a Doberman. I'm just going to run through what everything is really quick, and then we'll go a little more in depth. I use witch hazel to clean the ears. You can get it at any, CVS, online, Walmart, whatever. This powder, just a medicated protective powder. I like to put this in the ears after I've taken them down, clean them. I'll put this in there to help dry it out, and before I repost. Cotton balls for cleaning. Q-tips in case you got like a little spot you need to get into where there's a little bit of glue stuck. I don't have any out right now, but Unisolve wipes, really good to break down any of the adhesive before you remove the post and to get any sticky residue out of the ear. I swear by these scissors. These are just simple, like baby safety scissors. They're rounded on the end, so you can slide up under the tape, between the tape and the ear, to trim. And I'll show you that when I go over this. These are my posts. We'll go over what they are and how to prepare them in just a minute. 3M Durapore tape. This is what I use to go around the post itself with the sticky side sticking out so it helps grab to the ear. Zonus tape. You see it's a cloth tape. You can also use Hampton's black sport tape. There's a couple of other brands, but this is the Zonus 1.5 inch tape. This is what I use to go around the post and the ear. I also make my bridge with Zonus. You can use duct tape as well, just for the bridge, but it's easier for me to use just the same thing. One more option you have to go around the post in the ear is Guard-Tex tape. There it goes. So you can see how thin this is. It breathes really, really well. When you cut a piece, I really recommend folding a tab under so you don't lose its place. So if you see this, it's not sticky. It does not stick to anything. Doesn't stick to paper, cardboard, quartz, whatever. But if I wanted to wrap this around my finger, now scrunch it. Perfectly tight and fitted. And if I were to try to take that off, grab the tab where I finished it, you can see how sticky it becomes. Now, if you want to use this Guard-Tex, I recommend doing it after the puppy's gotten used to getting their ears posted a few times and they're not like, messing with them, trying to get them out. And even then, 1 layer or 2 rounds of Zonus tape at the very base to help hold it down is a good idea. This comes in blue, gray, green, pink, and black that I know of. These are the posts that I use. These are called flexi rods. They are women's hair curlers made to be turned and folded and hold their shape because of a little wire that runs down the middle. Now, I've already removed that on this one. You can see how soft and bendable they are. And this is a very soft and smooth, I don't want to call it rubber, but foam, I would guess. It's like a rubbery foam blend. So you don't have to pad the end of this to put down in the base of the ear like you do with a backer rod. To get it ready, you just pull it out of the package, lift up, and you can see it's connected by a little loop. So you can either pull it down and out or just pull hard enough that it will pop off. And then line the loop up in that hole in the center, pull through. So that's all you have to do to be ready to get it ready for the dog. All right, once you have removed the wire for your post, you need to prepare it to go down into your dog's ear. This post is the same length all the way down. The part at the base of the ear where we need to insert the post all the way down into the bottom of that bell gets narrower as it goes down. That means we need to taper the end of this post. So the first thing we do is we get our post, put your scissors at about the midway point. Whether you're doing the 3/8, ½ inch, or 5/8 inch flexi rod based on your dog's crop and their age, so their size, you're going to taper it the same way. You're going to go in the middle and cant it out at an angle and just follow that up. So now it gets a little thinner as it goes down. And I have the other one ready as well. So it doesn't matter if it's not, perfectly at the same height. This one goes up a little bit higher. The main thing is just making sure it's thin enough to sit down in the base of those bells comfortably. All right, this is Blitz. He's our model. I'm going to show you how to get your post the right length for your dog's ears. Move this forward a little bit. Okay. We're going to take our ear post, and the side that we have tapered, that is the side that's going to face inward on the dog. So my tapered edge is here. It's going to go in the ear that way. So to know how long it needs to be, you're going to hold the dog's ear up. You're going to take this, stick it down into the ear, and rotate. Once you've done that, you should feel the post down here at the bottom of the ear. And I can feel it right there at the very bottom, okay? Once I know it's down deep enough, I'm going to gently lift his ear up and onto the post. That's gonna give me the length that I need. I always trim a little bit further because we can always take some off. We can't put it back on. I'm gonna do the same thing with this post on the other ear. Again, tapered ear facing in towards the skull. Push it in and twist down. Once it's all the way in the base of the ear, I'm going to hold the post and lift that ear slightly up and onto the post. And then cut it just beyond that. I like to check each ear just to make sure if there's a slight difference. Now we have our post. All right, so now that we have our post trimmed down on the bottom, and they are the right length for our dog's ears, we are going to apply our tape. I like to take, again, the 3M Durapore tape, and I am going to pull out this table, I believe, is like 22 inches wide, so probably about like 18 inches of tape. And I'm going to fold the corner down and away from me. Now, because this is a video, it will be mirrored. So this is my left hand, this is my right hand. So I'm gonna take the tape with the folded down corner, sticky side facing me, and I am going to put it on the very edge of the post, right here, and wrap that around the back. So now I have like a little pocket of tape around it, and you gotta hold your thumb here because it's not very, stuck to it well. We're gonna go one circle around until we get back to this tape again. So now it's kind of stuck to itself. I'm gonna hold the tape at a little bit of an angle now and start rolling it on the post. So I like to hold the tape down at an angle with a little bit of tension, and then with my right hand, I roll the post up into the tape. And if you see how it's darker here and lighter here, that's where it's been overlapped and not overlapped. So I try to overlap at about the halfway mark. And you want to try to keep the tape as smooth as you can. It's okay if there's a little bit of wrinkles. It's not really a big deal. But just hold, and turn up. Hold, turn up. Just keep holding and turning. You can switch hands if you need to. And now with this, I'm holding it and rolling with my left hand. I need more tape because these posts are thicker than what I'm used to doing and longer because I've been doing baby puppy ears. When we get to the very top, we're going to stop angling it and just do one circle all the way around. Now once it's there, now we'll tear it. And you'll notice you got a little flap here at the end. All I do is fold it over on itself. And because it's all sticky side out, it'll stick down no problem. And there we have it. One post ready to go. If I have a little bit sticking out here, like where it tapers, I'll just poke it all down. It'll stick to itself. So I'm going to set this one off to the side. And we'll do one more. So again, we're going to pull the tape out. Sticky side facing us. Just let the roll hang. Fold it over. So I start right here on the tapered part that I cut. Wrap it around. And then start a roll. Then start rolling it onto the post at a slight angle. See, I didn't like that little wrinkle, so I'm going to straighten my angle out a little bit. There, better. Now it's smoother. At the top. Now stop angling it and just go one full rotation around. Tear. All right. Again, we've got this little pocket where it's sticking up funny. Just roll it all over. The reason I like to go around the end like that is because that's the end that goes down in the ear. And when we do that, when we go around the bottom like that, it keeps it from getting ear goop on the end, and that's how you can reuse your post. When it's time to take the tape off, all I do is take my scissors, slide them right between the tape and the post. See how it slides right in there? I'm not going to cut it because we're going to use these, but I slide right in there and just cut all the way down and then peel the tape off, and I have a brand new reusable post. All right. All right, now before we even get our dog and get ready to post, I like to have all my tape ready, and that's where we're going to use our Zonus tape or our Hamptons black medical tape or whatever. So I like to pull out a really long piece. It's about the length of my arm over past the center of my chest. Now, because this is 1.5 inches wide and we only need 1 inch, I like to pull about 1/3 of it. And I just rip that all the way down. and it'll rip straight. All right. And I just ball the excess up. I like to work on the edge of a table. So I'm going to put that here.
A few minutes later, Tony Castro was on the road again, having bought himself a new set of wheels. He next showed his face in Orange County, California, where he has family.
I like to do 4 longer pieces.
He had eluded one of the largest manhunts in Northern California history. The authorities feel very fortunate that no one was hurt during Castro's flight through the Sacramento River Canyon.
That one's a little short, so I'm going to move it down for my end pieces. Now I'm going to pull another piece of tape. This one's about the length of my arm. And again, I'm going to tear that third off.
His right index finger is cut off at the knob, and his upper front teeth have gold edging at the gum line. When we return, a man's strange dream of capture and imprisonment apparently comes true for one of his friends.
Okay, that should be about enough. At the bare minimum, it's at least enough to get us started enough where we can go hands-free and tear more tape. These first 4 pieces are around like 4.5, 5 inches. So we've got like 5 inches down to 4, and then a couple that are like 3.5 or something like that. With a puppy, your tape might be a little bit shorter. Because it tears so easy, it's always better to have your pieces a little bit too long versus too short. If we have one that's a little too long, I can show you how to tear it. We also want to go ahead and have our tape ready for our bridge. I already had a piece ready from doing my baby puppy. So you want a piece of tape long enough to go around the base of the ears and be able to tape. So like, you know, these are how the ears stick up. Here's the head. We need to be able to go around and tape around back onto itself. So this piece, if I had to guess, I would say it was like 16, 18 inches long. And then I just tear it in half. And since I tear it in half, I leave the one that I don't use hanging there, and then I just use it the next time. Last piece of tape you want to get ready. I just take the Zonus tape, do a full length of it. Excuse me, a full width. And I just cut a little 2.5, 3-inch section. I cut 3 of those. Stick them to my table edge, surface edge, island edge, whatever you're using. That is going to be the piece to go around the bridge when we're done.